Hello, Gold viewers from around the world. I'm Kristen Schwartz, licensed midwife and MC for Gold Learning. And I'm here today chatting with Kate White about her upcoming presentation, He Fought Like a Lion, using trauma resolution approaches to support professionals and families with babies in the neonatal intensive care unit. Welcome, Kate.
Hi, well, thank you so much, Kristen. It's a pleasure to be here.
We are so happy that you could make it today and sit down with me here and chat a little bit about the presentation. Now, before we go into the topic itself, can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and your professional journey?
I'm sure. Let's see, I started working with maternal and child health as a communication specialist traveling around Africa. I worked with well baby care, maternity care. I worked with family planning. So I worked as a communication specialist and I helped improve clinical outcomes there at the local and national level. I was a young woman traveling around both West and South and East Africa, so sometimes even to the north. So it was a pretty big job. And then I came back here and started working with women here, mostly as a body worker. At that time, it was either go to medical school or I wanted to become a body worker, massage therapy, working with the body. And in the context of working with people, I really wanted to work with babies and moms. So I started right away working prenatally. I got certified and then certified to teach baby massage. And then it just snowballed. I just kept going and learning about pre and perinatal work, learning about craniosacral work, learning about embryology, helping support families. And because most of the babies that I saw had difficulty breastfeeding, I have 90 hours of lactation training, and I have now over 20 years really looking at the pre and perinatal period. So until I began to run this international education program through APA, which you will hear about in my presentation, and I have now my own training center. So that's kind of how I got started, just loving moms and babies.
Loving moms and babies. That sounds absolutely wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing your professional journey with us and sharing all your extensive backgrounds and skills in education as well. Now let's jump into your topic here. I love the title. You titled your presentation, He Fought Like a Lion, using trauma resolution approaches to support professionals and families with babies in the neonatal intensive care unit. So tell us a little bit about the topic without giving too much away because we want our listeners to listen to the presentation, of course. And tell us about the topic and how you became interested in presenting this topic today.
Well, he fought like a lion is a quote from one of my parents. Like I work a lot with families that have babies that are suffering or children. I also work with adults that have early trauma that's connected to pre and perinatal time. And so that's a somatic, in the body, bodily felt sense patterns that come through. And the He Fought Like a Lion tells the story of one of my families. So I unpack that in the context of this presentation. I also talk about trauma resolution approaches, and as I've been a part of just the movement across our country and also around the world about implicit memory of babies and of the nervous system, the health of the nervous system, we now know that there are skills that we can impart to parents and professionals that work with people. And I even do this with lay people, just having them understand the nervous system. And so trauma resolution approaches, I'll talk a little about how we recognize when we're not in our normal everyday nervous system, how we go outside of it, and how trauma happens, especially in the NICU. Being a premature baby is necessarily defines trauma, and how I know that the NICUs are doing great stuff now. And so I'll talk a little bit about that and how my program can support professionals and babies and families as another layer of support. And it's something that can be easily woven into any program. So I'm really excited to be able to do this today. Thank you.
And we are all very excited about your presentation. It sounds absolutely fascinating and interesting that you said like it can be taught to professionals in the field as well as parents and lay people as well. So, and it's easily to be woven into their, experience and their what they're going through, and that is will be helpful to them. So, we're really excited learning about this approach. And about the story, of course, of one of your clients that you mentioned, where the title comes from, He Fought Like a Lion. So before I let you go, Kate, can you tell us a little bit what you like our delegates to take away from this presentation?
Well, for those who come and listen to my talk, you're going to come away with some concrete skills to help you in your body to have your nervous system regulated as you're working with clients or patients or families or babies. So that's one thing I really want you to know. If you come listen, I'm going to give you some skills today. And those skills are connected to what I call self and co-regulation. So really connecting with the nervous system, understanding what it feels like when you're not self or co-regulating. So I'm going to have that a part of the presentation. And I also am going to talk a little bit about a couple programs that are already doing some of this and even some prevention work and just the basic theories that are behind it. If you get that, then you can really change not only yourself and your family and your partnerships, but if you work in the NICU or in the hospital, if you begin to really integrate what I'm teaching, then you'll be able to make some better outcomes for not only babies in the NICU, but families, birthing families, and patients that have any kind of dysregulation or issues in health connected to overwhelmed nervous system. So come on in, have a listen, and get to know me. I would really like to know you.
Well, thank you so much, Kate, for sitting down here with us today, talking about your upcoming presentation. He fought like a lion, using trauma resolution approaches to support professionals and families with babies in the neonatal intensive care unit. Thank you so much,
Thank
Kate.
you.
And this presentation is part of the Gold Mental Health in the NICU lecture pack. For more information on this presentation and on the other presentations in the lecture pack, please visit goldlearning.com. Thank you all for listening. Bye bye.